she has a moment, an opportunity to meet Jesus, and she's hiding it. And she'll never tell anybody that she's unclean because she's trying to crawl and she's trying to get into this crowd to meet Jesus. Those people are the people that you need to talk to. The people that are hiding things. They don't want to say publicly, "Oh man, I'm unclean." You need to get a hold of them. You need to tell them about Jesus. Because they don't know. They only hear reports. But yet they want to touch the robe of Jesus. And those are the people that you need to see. And you need to talk to. And you need to give them that hope of deliverance of Jesus Christ. So here she is. She's crawling and she's thinking within herself. Made up her mind. Set it in her heart. If I could just touch the hem of Jesus, I could be made well. And here she is. She touches God. Immediately, Jesus says this. Immediately, her flow of blood, after touching Jesus' robe, immediately her flow of blood was dried up. She felt in her body and knew without a doubt that she was healed of her suffering. Immediately, Jesus, recognizing in himself that power had gone out of him, turned around to the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" His disciples said to him, "You see the crowd pressing in around you from all sides, and you ask, 'Who touched me?'" We can become very critical and cynical at times as people. And the reason being is because we get comfortable.
Yes.
God doesn't want you to be comfortable.
That's right. Amen.
When you're comfortable, that means something's up.
Yes.
See, the devil he don't kick a dead dog. So if you're lying there and you're stagnant and you're dead within yourself, and you know it and you're trying to hide it, that's your response.
Yes.
Pastor Gordon, what do you mean there's visitors out there?
Jesus.
I should go talk to them? I'm going to leave it up to you and Vanessa. I should serve them nachos? No, I'll just give it to them. I'll just send it to them. We can get like that at times when God's trying to move.
That's right.
Instead of saying, "Jesus, who was it? Who was it?" and get excited. Who came to church today? Pastor Gordon, who can I follow up on? Who's trying to touch heaven today? But it's the complete opposite. Pastor Gordon, you're crazy. Talking about hot dogs. Pico. Hey, some sinner might like some pico on their hot dog. They serve it at Circle K like that now.
Yes.
They got a little snack for pico. But what I'm trying to say is when the opportunity arises, what do? Are you cynical about what's happening at the present time? Are you going to help out and say, "Jesus, who was it?" so we can let other people know what God did in their lives?
Yes.
And he says, "Who touched my clothes?" And the disciple says, "Look around you, they're all pressing on you." And a woman thought she would, and so what happened was, and he asked again, "Who touched me?" Still, he kept looking around to see the woman who had done it. And the woman, through her fear and was afraid and trembling, aware of what happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth, and said to her, "Daughter, your faith, your personal trust and confidence in me has restored you to health. Go in peace. Be permanently healed from your suffering." While he was still speaking, some of the people came from the synagogue. This is the third story. The official's house. They came from the official's house. "Jairus, your daughter is dead. Why bother the teacher any longer?" So that's that cynical spirit right there. That's the point you'll get to. Why even bother? They're messed up. Leave them alone. They're already dead in their sins. Why bother? Why bother Jesus any longer? Because we get comfortable. And we don't see what Jesus sees.
Yes.
See, Jesus sees life and dead things. If that were not the case, we would not be here.
That's right.
Because we were all dead.
Yep.
We were the original Walking Dead series. Forget the zombies. That was us. All messed up. Sin and drugs and alcohol, perversions, messing around, doing all kinds of vile things. But Jesus sees otherwise. This is why bother the teacher any longer? Overhearing what was being said. See, God hears things. He knows. Who was it? So overhearing what was being said, Jesus said to the synagogue official, "Do not be afraid, only keep on believing in me and my power." He allowed no one to go with him as witnesses, except Peter and James and John, the brother of James. They came to the house of the synagogue officials, and he looked with understanding at the uproar and commotion, and people loudly weeping and wailing and mourning. When he had gone in, he said to them, "Why make a commotion and weep? The child was not dead, but sleeping." They began laughing scornfully at him, and because they knew the child was dead. He made them all go inside and took along the child's father and mother and his own 3 companions and entered to the room. And the child was there. Taking the child's hand, he said tenderly to her, "Talitha cum." Talitha cum, which translated from Aramaic means, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." The little girl immediately got up and began to walk. She was 12 years old, and immediately they who witnessed the child's resurrection were overcome with great wonder and utter amazement. He gave strict orders that no one should be able to know about this, and he told them to give her something to eat. Jesus' power and demonstration of deliverance. Jesus' power of somebody who has faith and really wants to be healed. And last but not least, a dead life comes to life. It's breathed life once again by the power of God.
Amen.
That's what God can do
Yes.
in a heart, in a life.
Yes.
But what we do with it now, even for Coolidge, what we do with it now, it's up to us.
Yes. Amen. Yes.
Do not let this open door close in your face
Oh, thank you, Lord.
because you didn't do nothing about what's going to happen here in the world.
Mhm.
We can easily get stirred by our emotions and with the words that we hear, but it requires action. Action from each and every one of us. God is going to move tonight. I just want to share a few stories with you before we start praying for people. When I was 16 years old, I was looking for my mom. She had just got out of prison. And I was going door to door, trying to look for her because I didn't know exactly where she was at. I hadn't seen her in a while. I was already 1 year saved. I was going into Saskatoon, right up the road here. And I was knocking on doors, and I'm like, have you seen my mom? You know, her name's Cheryl. I think she says she stayed in this area. The first door I knocked on was an old man named Angel. I knocked and I knocked and I knocked. I'm like, man, this Saturday afternoon, nobody opening the door. What's wrong with these people? And he comes with this walker, barely moving, can't even bend his knees. He's like shuffling his feet. Shoes are all jacked up from how much he drags his feet. And I begin to minister to this man, because God told me to pray for him. I begin to minister to this older gentleman, 60-some years old, I think. And he had a pack of cigarettes in his thing. I looked over and he had a 6-pack of beer. I began to talk to him, just tell him my testimony, how God delivered me from all this chaos here on the reservation. And he's like, you know what, open up his eyes. And I said, what are you involved in, Angel? I drink that 6-pack of beer to numb the pain in my legs. I was in a really bad accident. for 12 years. I've been on this walker for about 12 years. Because I just wanted to stop. And I began to tell him about Jesus and the power of Jesus and the blood. He says, by his stripes we are healed. And here I am, 16 years old, only a year saved.
Amen.
I said, you know what? I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to do what my pastor does. I said, Angel, let me pray for you. Let's repent. Let's get your heart right. And then I'm going to lay hands on your legs. Do you want to be healed? He goes, yes, I do. I said, okay. Get down, I'm praying for him. God, I pray, let me lead you in a prayer, lead him in a prayer. I started laying hands on him. The power of God fell down. This man began to weep.
Thank you, Jesus.
Because I felt warmth in my legs.
Yes, hallelujah.
I said, you felt warmth in your legs? I said, that's God healing you.
Yes.
Give me your walker.
Yeah.
Hey, I was pulling to Pastor Mitchell. I said, give me your walker. Grab that thing, throw it outside. I said, give me your beer.
Yes.
He gave me a 6-pack of beer. I opened it up. I dumped it out in front of him. Give me those cigarettes. You don't need them. They ain't sin, but it'll make you smell like hell. Give me those things. Got them cigarettes. Breaking them up, stepping on them. I said, now walk. He began to bend his knees.
Praise God.
He was like this. He was like, whoa. He said, hey. And then he started walking faster and faster. And then he walked to me to the beginning of the sidewalk. That's God.
Yes, it is. Amen.
Not me.
That's right.
That's not me.
Yes, it's Jesus.
I couldn't heal a fly. That dead bug that fell out of that thing, I couldn't even bring that to life. And yeah, it's probably been there for years. The last 3 years you guys been here. But that's the power of God.
That's right.
Amen.
My brother
Yes.
was with his homies. And now we're in this condo, and they're here in Mesa, and he's trying to be bad, and he's talking all kinds of trash to me, because my brother used to attack me a lot before when I gave my life to Jesus, because I would witness to them.
Yes.
I would tell all those friends about Jesus, friends that he had from the time he was young, friends that he still has today, friends that said they would never go to my church, and all of them were sitting in a row one time.
Amen. Yes.
My brother said he'd never go to my church
Yes.
when I was in Mesa, and he was there.
Yes, he was.
He was there. I got to pray for him.
Amen.
So here he is. He's in the room, and his back is hurting. Had a real bad injury when he fell down some stairs, and his back, he's still messed up today. He needs to repent. That's why. I said, "You want to see the power of God?" He goes, yeah. I said, "Hey, what is it going to hurt? Let me pray for you." He goes, "All right, I'll let you pray for me." So I told him, I said, "All right, sit down." His legs were about 2 inches short. Did the whole Pastor Mitchell. Pull him up. So let me pray for you. Let me lead you in a prayer. Led him in a prayer, and his leg went. I heard his back pop. It went.
Amen.
I said, "Get up," and his eyes were about this big. I said, "Move your back." He began to move his back. I said, "Bend down, touch your toes." And all his friends were like, "Is he for real?" My brother's like, "No, it doesn't feel good." But that's what God's demonstration can become
Yes.
if we
yes,
would
it
step
can.
out.
Yes.
Right.
That's what's going to pour out the revival. That's what's going to seal the revival that God is bringing here
Yes,
and in
amen.
Coolidge. That's what's going to seal that.
Yes.
But we need to step out in faith. The Bible says that we just have faith as a mustard seed, a small,
Yes,
tiny little speck seed.
amen.
What God can do and grow out of that.
Ooh,
The
so
beautiful, it's
true.
nice.
Thank you, Jesus.
You ever seen a mustard seed grow up? No, Sam hasn't. It's really big. It gets huge.
Wow.
Like some of the weeds in our yards, they get big. That's how big they get. They get huge. There's a baby seed to that. That's what we need to do. If I could have every head bowed and every eye closed.
Amen, Jesus.
I know I talked about healing and praying for folks.